All right, hello. Sorry. Hi, AKY. Hi, Peter. I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes? Yeah, literally the last 4 minutes. I've been talking to myself because I muted my stream before the stream started, so I apologise. All right, let's start this again, shall we? Happy New Year, everyone. And I hope that this year is prosperous for us all. Okay. Hi again, IKY. I did say hello prior, but clearly you couldn't hear me. I apologise about that. I'm a donkey. All right. Okay. So, what I was just saying over this is, like, basically, this is a trade that I've called for everyone who follows me. The emoji was talking. So everyone who follows me over on Discord, I've called this trade, okay? Now, it's a 12-hour trade. I still expect this trade to play out, okay? I still expect to hit this 12-hour, okay? But I have closed it. The reason why I've closed it is because I'm also expecting a retest down here, okay? When it broke out, it didn't really retest. This candle on the daily should have retested, okay, and then that would have been a good strong confirmation for us. Now, it doesn't always do that, okay, but it does mean that when it does come to retest it's going to catch a lot of people out. That's why I've closed this trade, okay? Not because I don't think it's going to go for that full R, but just purely because, you know, I'd rather secure the profit for people that are following my trades than or following what I'm saying, than to sort of like, you know, it's going to do it. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry. And to be honest, 9R isn't nothing to be shy of. 9R though, I think I closed it at 7, probably a bit more than 7, probably about here, 7 or 8R. Okay. Some people may not have closed it, some people may still be going for the 12R, so I'll continue giving the updates out on it, but I've closed it and I've told people to close it. It's up to them. Okay, now the reason for this setup, okay, what I wanted to really sort of tell people, okay, because I've been following this for a while, not so much this wedge. Okay, I didn't draw the wedge pattern, but just this in general, and the way it's been range bound, it come down to the bottom of the channel, bounced off, which meant normally when it bounced off, it's going to come back up to the middle of the channel at some point. Okay, not always, but that's generally the way it goes. Okay, so with that mentality, I'm looking for a long setup. Okay, it gave us an opportunity here, and then it come up to the top of this descending wedge line, trend line is what I'll say. Okay, so from here now we've got just from this point down here and coming across to these tops. Let me just line that up. Sometimes it adjusts. Okay, this was, oh, didn't want to do that. Okay, we've now got a wedge shape forming. Okay, there's no way to really know the wedge pattern until it actually plays out. Okay, so we've got the bottom, we've got the top, okay, and then it come back down. This gave us the floor down here. Okay, let's draw this one now. Okay, so you could have gave it there, but now as these candles appear, it gives us a bit of a tighter wedge, so we draw it to here now rather than to there. Okay, small difference, but allows for accuracy a little bit more. Hey Jeremiah, I hope that you're good, man. It's always good to hear from you. You're always a polite person to speak to. Welcome. Is my sound not working for you? Can let me okay, cool. So IKY can hear me. Interesting. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Give it a second. He'll figure that out. I'll keep trying to help him troubleshoot while I'm talking. So drawing this is giving us the range. Okay, so another tool we can use is the path tool. I absolutely love the path tool to give you an idea. Okay, so this is our starting point. I mean, it's not actually, let me do this right. Okay, this was our starting point all the way up the top here, okay, to here, okay, and then on the way back up, so this is where we first took it, okay, for the top, and then this would have been our second low here, okay. So that gives you confirmation of, okay, we've got the wedge structure. Yeah, no worries, Jeremiah. So from here we've got our angles. Okay, start drawing our angles. So normally, let me draw another path. Okay, our plan from here would be to the top, to the bottom, and then a breakout. Okay, or you know, it could carry on doing this before breakout. Okay, but our plan was very simple. We're expecting a breakout, so that's why I've gave this trade. You know, it's without a doubt the setup's there. Okay, now the only thing was that caused a little bit of hesitancy, okay, was the fact that it only come up briefly. Okay, didn't come up all the way. So this point here, I've got to select the path again. Okay, when it went to there and then come back down, I wasn't 100% sure. Okay, I wasn't. Okay, but I've called the long anyway, preemptively. Hey Sheriff, how's it going? I called it preemptively because I like to play the breakout. Okay, normally what people would do is they'd wait for that candle and then for the retest and then the breakout. Okay, that's normally what people want to do. I like to get in ahead of retail. Okay, I'm going to say retail because this is what retail would do. They'd wait for the retest and then they'd long. Okay, so I got in early on it. Okay, I actually gave 2 calls over this. I was expecting it to come back down sooner, but then kind of a couple hours later, I kind of got the impression that it wasn't going to do that. So I was like, heck, I'm just going to call this. Okay, so I've called it. That's the trade so far, and that's my reasoning behind. Okay, just a simple wedge pattern formation play out. Okay. Now there was a couple of indications which I'll go through. I did put them on here, but so I'll put them on my Discord anyway. Just give me a second. When I change the time frame so on Take Profit, it kind of takes a minute while it's loading. So hey, let's just take a breather. Yep, it's like nope. Okay, the other thing was the candle formation, particularly. Right, let me move this out the way quickly. You see these candles here. Okay, this told me that momentum was growing to the bullish side. Okay, let me delete that. Okay, now the reason why that is, we've got a hammer candle at the bottom. Okay, so we all know what a hammer candle is. We all know that they signify bullish. Okay, and then after that you've got I'm gonna say a doji candle. It's not really a doji. This one here is the doji. Okay, but this one's not. Okay, but it's a bit more indecisive, should I say. Yeah, so the price has risen up and it's come back down. It's overall closed more to the bullish side, but it's not completed the full wick up. Okay, so then the second one is a bit more how can I put it, a bit more to the bullish side. Yeah, there's not much. It didn't go below open price. Okay, this candle showed that the bulls are actually in control. Okay, The bulls have taken control. The bears here have kind of like, all right, let's give it to them. And then this final candle, this was the, I'm going to say it's an engulfing candle. It's not really an engulfing candle. But in terms of these 4 candles here, that was really the kicker for me of saying, okay, price is changing momentum right now. Okay, because you start off with a small amount of bullish pressure that's gradually increasing over candles. Now this is known as 3 white soldiers, I believe it's called. Okay, so where the candles exponentially grow in size and they're continuously bullish candles. Okay, so let me put that back. So these grey circles, by the way, if you're new to me, they're just where I mark points of interest. Okay. Sheriff says, are you overall bearish but short term bullish? I trade the chart from what the chart says. I called the top here. Okay. 14th of July 2025. You can find it posted on my Discord. I called this as the top. Okay. If we look, it's not snapping, but from there to there, it's about 2.5% more increase, and then it dropped 30-odd%. Okay, so asking me whether I'm bullish or bearish is kind of tricky. How can I explain it? Okay, we're in a channel. Okay, this will give you my opinion. This channel, I've been, for most people that know me, I've been trading since January 24 now, which is round about here. Okay, 3rd or 4th of January. Okay, I've been following this channel. Okay, since then I've been following this channel, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows. Like, I've called the bottom so many times, I've called the top so many times on this. I can't really say that I'm bullish or bearish. Okay, I just trade the channel. The channel's not broke, so I'm not bearish. I'm still bullish, if you want a definitive answer. Okay, because this channel hasn't broke. When this channel breaks, I will take a bit more of, I don't know if I can zoom out anymore. I'll switch it to the daily. There we go. Okay, so this is the channel I've been following since the bear low. Okay, until this channel breaks, I'm bullish. Now, having a bias. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Having a bias is what affects you. Okay, because the charts could change tomorrow. All right, the chart, you could be bullish today and bearish tomorrow, or bearish today and bullish tomorrow. Okay, you've got to change as the charts change and what the charts tell you. Okay, is the best way to answer that. And so far, we've broken out of this wedge. Okay, so now I'm going to leave that there for now. Okay, but if I'm to extend this, let's extend that to there. Okay, because this is now the trend that we're following inside the channel. Okay, so it might come back down and retest this yet. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we expect. Okay, as long as my trade is still correct, that's fine. Now, in terms of my trades, so I've also got a spot long that I called. Okay, the average buy in here is 88, around that. Sorry, 89 on this one. With my stop loss at 79, so I've got a 10k stop loss, but I'm targeting up here. Okay, 133,000, something like that. Okay, so let's have a look. Aiming for the top of the channel, so 48-50% long. Okay, that's what I'm targeting. So you can only trade what the charts are telling you. Okay, having a bias it is going to screw you up, because if you have a let me see, hold on, there's a good example of it in the Discord earlier today. Okay, someone put, I'm not going to say any names because there's no point. Most people can see who said what and what anyway, and it's all public information, but you know, I'm just not going to say their names. Let me have a look. Where is it? Okay, I can't see it now. Maybe they removed it. Okay, but so someone put in the chat earlier today, right, that basically they went short, expecting it to go short because that's their bias. Okay, they were bearish, so they opened a short and they got wrecked. Okay, I think if we go on X and had a look to see how many shorts got liquidated, in fact, let me Google this. Okay, how many shorts got liquidated today? Let's have a look. So exchange liquidations. Okay, $234 million got liquidated today. That's insane. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Jeremiah. And this is why having a bias is what's going to negatively affect you. Okay, because I don't understand why people had that bias right now, but clearly a lot of people did. Okay. The only understanding I can possibly try and get from it is because everyone's buying in that this was the top and now it's all downhill from here. Okay, now it could be, we don't know, but the problem is you got to follow the channel, follow the trend. Okay, and from what I can see, when we line that up, we broke out of that trend. Yeah, so it was obvious that it was going to break. I think like if I really show it, that was kind of where my point of interest was for myself. So yeah, you're just going to see the stream chat pop across the screen a second, because I realise you guys kind of don't like seeing the side of my face when I'm looking over here trying to read the chat. So I'm going to look over here instead and show you this part of my face. Hey. Right, anyway, so in regards to the emoji guy talking, I've tried to make him look as much like me as possible. I guess I'm a bit older, skin's not quite as shiny. But yeah, so I just don't like showing my real face over the internet. That's fine. Right, anyway, so that's why I went long on Bitcoin anyway. The analysis was there, the charts was there, the trade was there, just had to take it. Okay, so for now we follow this trend line here. It's not broken, it's been respected. I am expecting a retest on this short-term downtrend here, and not to forget that there is still we are still overall bearish on the midterm. Okay, but if we were to, let's have a look, how does this work, how does this look? That's fine, I like that one. Okay, I'm going to draw that there. Okay, I'll call these diagonal support and resistances as well. They're not always uptrends or downtrends. Okay, you do have diagonal resistance as well. Sometimes when you think, why is that price stop there, and you can't figure it out, it's because the charts are three-dimensional. Okay. Right. So judging by this, we could even come up to this 104, 105 diagonally here, 104.5, come down 103. So this sort of area is good. This level here, I'm not quite sure why I've marked it, or why I've marked it as purple. What do I have as purple? I don't know. Maybe just support, I guess. Can't remember why I marked it purple. I normally color code things, so it's much easier for myself. But yeah, I'll leave that on there for now. This trade's still running. Yes, I did post out saying to close it. I've already said that a couple of times, so sorry if I've repeated myself. That's more for people that just joined or whatnot. My information is still telling me that it's all still very much bullish, on the bullish side. Okay. So right now with Bitcoin, there's no need to worry, no need to sweat right now. Okay, unless a bomb goes and drops off somewhere, there's no need to worry right now. Just let the trade run. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do on this time, because I want it to be a little bit more interactive. I want you guys to sort of tell me what's your views, what's your opinions right now, and is there any tokens that you want me to have a look at? Let me know. It's all well and good me waffling on, you see, but if not, what I might do, let's have a look at Sol. Sol's up 3.2% today. Again, similar sort of setup. I've got this on here. I didn't call this there. I mean, it would have been stopped anyway here. Cool. Like, I've done it a bit too soon, I guess. I should have moved it down. You don't like longs, no, Peter? Okay. Let me have a look then. Let me see if there's any shorts. I doubt it, if I'm really honest with you right now. That's curious. Why is that? Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, so I was expecting... Interesting. I was expecting it to come down lower than it did, and it didn't. Okay, cool. So these little grey circles are always my POIs, points of interest. Okay, definitely can't short Sol right now. Doge. Ooh, Doge looks good right now. But for a long. Okay. And this is how I would be playing Doge right now. Obviously that's, you know, you're playing it to the top. You're short, you know, you'd want to put just under. So it's a 3R trade on Doge there to play it on the safe side. Okay, you're putting your stop loss down here. But even then, right, the thing that you got to picture here, okay, is although it's flipped this downtrend for a start, it's going to retest it at some point. Okay, so why is this not? Oh, okay, I'm drawing here. What am I drawing? I wanted the path tool. There we go. Okay, so although it's come up here so far, it could come down. Okay, could come back up. It could come down again. It could come back up. And then it could come back down, and then it could come back up. That's scary, right? But that it literally could do that. Okay. Not saying it will, but it could. 100-day EMA is there, 0.16223. It's right on support. So whack that as support. Will it? No, it'd be resistance, sorry. Okay. So that's ideally where it's looking right now for Doge. Crikey, sorry, don't know why I'm yawning. It's one of them days. I've had a busy few days, really. ADA looks good. anyone can see that looks good, really. I mean, it's targeting prior lows, which is good. So this is how you have to picture adder. Okay, so this was the low here, yeah, then this was the low, and now maybe this is the low. Right, what have we got here? So it's come up, it's retested. What's important about this is it's come across low, yeah, so it's retested the highs of the previous lows. Okay, so now from here it's come up and it's come here. What's it doing here? It's I need to draw a straight line. It's retesting the highs of the previous lows. Yeah, so adder really is quite simple to trade when you look at it like that. Okay, so if that is the case, and this is now jumping up, okay, let's have a look. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Oh. I'm not just saying this because I'm a maxi, or am I? Do I want you all to buy adder? Yes, I do actually, but hey, I genuinely like adder. Okay, that's quite interesting from that. So if this starts taking off now, okay, just based off that, it's easy $2 price target here from what I can see. Let me just do that was 82%. $251, $277, $323. I mean, that's almost double. $2, 500%. Okay. Let's see how it follows on that. Do you know what? I'm going to keep that. Oh, now I've lost it. Where did I drop? There, I think. About that. See, what's interesting about that for me, right, is obviously it struggled diagonally there. It's touched it there. It tried to reach it, failed. Touched it again there. Blew past here. Touched again there. Come back down. It's still testing everything, and now hopefully coming back up. Cool. Link. See, now this is where I was playing with diagonal support and resistance a little bit. Okay, so obviously I've caught the bounce around here for it to bounce up. It's come back down. It's respected it still. That was another point of confluence there, which it bounced, but it rejected. Come down, it sort of played along this a little bit. I could adjust that to there. That would still be followed rather than before. It'd be more followed than it was. And then come back down here. Okay, this one's quite interesting now because let me have a look. Okay, cool. So as you can see where it's switched, okay, it's now sort of playing the bottom there to the bottom. So sometimes just little tweaks can help, you know, which is why we put a stop loss just below or just above whatever level we're playing at, really. But yeah, I mean, if I went through the charts more often instead of just looking at Bitcoin, I'd have a lot more positions that I could have played. But hey, that's fine. Link, I reckon we've already missed the entry. So we've missed the entries on longs for the time being, I reckon, or have we? Rune looks good. See how that curvature is, and it's playing onto the baseline. It's just broke above the 25-day MA, so portal resistance really isn't till 0.83. So based off that, okay, we're not going for a 3R. We'll put that just underneath there. There's a 7.5R potential at current market price. I say potential, it could even go to $1 again, maybe. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 95, yeah, even there. Let's set that up at 95. 96 there. Nice little trade there. I'll post that one on Discord, see how that plays out. Hold on, let me I see I also want to take this minute just to thank Take Profit, okay, because they've done something that I've just noticed that I asked them to do a while back and completely forgot about, okay. But they've taken on board and they've done it, and that is they've made it much easier to distinguish these values now. Before on that, or oh no, okay, so when it's selected, okay, it's still a bit harder because it's yellow on yellow, but without it now, this is much easier to see. I think anyway, something's changed here, so thank you, Take Profit. So I'll post this one in on the Discord for what I think. Now if it goes higher, that would be amazing anyway. I'm still trying to find a short for you, Peter, by the way. But I don't think, like, look, this another trade there, 1788R. It would have just got stopped out there, but the right idea, just too soon. If I'd waited, then yeah, would have been a bit better, but hey. Let's have a look. This is Ether. I mean, it bounced right on the point of confluence that we were expecting anyway. It's probably going to reject again about here on the right on the 200-day MA, which makes sense actually. I don't even need to change the analysis here a little bit. Okay, I'd be looking for a potential short on that line. There you go, Peter. Is this because I'm just looking for a short? And like, oh, and let's do this properly for you a second. Let's have a look. If I'm not going to play this, I'm just saying if. Okay, let's change that to an uptrend. Okay, so if I was looking for a short off here, that would be my target, and my stop loss to be safe would be up here because of the downtrend channel. Okay, so it's a 2.3R stop loss. So I wouldn't even go for that short, okay, because chances are it'll go through here and possibly retest this downtrend, which is the stronger line, before coming down to retest the 200-day MA. So it's not really a long that I'd have. You count on a retest. Okay, well, good luck to you. Okay, I can see it. I can see why. I just wouldn't enter it. Okay, if I'm honest. World. Okay, so it broke out of the channel. Come back in, but it's played on the upside of the trend line. Okay, that was a bad trade there. Okay. Okay, so on the 100-day MA here on world, let's have a look. Okay, so about there, you'd possibly be looking for a short. Okay, I would say look for a short here. Okay, I put the stop loss just above the 200-day, and I played for the bottom of the channel. So again, a really tight trade, 10R. Okay, the reason why this would be a short trade like this is because if you're wrong, you want to get out early. Okay, you want to allow enough room for a flush out. Okay, because a lot of people would have their stop losses on that 100-day. Okay, but you want to have it just above so you can have a little bit of a flush out if you need it. Look at the size of the wick tops on world. Okay, they're quite long, so if it comes up about there, you know, you should theoretically be safe. Let's not be greedy. Let's try and get it as close to 10 as possible. It's not going to give it us but whatever, you could manually input the numbers. Okay, and you'd be aiming for the bottom of the channel again. Now the reason for that is because if it is a fake out, okay, it's going to come back down. Okay, if not, you're out the trade as soon as you can. Okay, and then you look for another opportunity. TIA is another one that looks good. Okay, now the thing with TIA is even when it's crunching, the EMAs are all relatively close together. Okay, but if we zoom right in, this is on the daily chart, by the way, guys. Okay, we've got another setup here. Okay, go for the 200-day MA. Look at that support. That's almost right on support, and you want that just below. You want that just below that candle there. So that's a 10R trade, and you couldn't have made that any simpler, really. Okay, let me just do a no, not a line, on a horizontal ray. Thank you. I prefer horizontal rays. Look at that, right the way across. Okay, so you're longing now to resistance on a horizontal ray. Horizontal ray, sorry, TIA. I do mix my words a lot for people that don't know me. Like, I've got ME, so I mix my words, okay, but I know what I'm trying to say, and I hope I still convey the message across fine. But yeah, so we've got the first one, was it Rune? Yep, so okay, first image Rune, second image TIA. I'm just typing this up for Discord, guys, because why not? I'll post these in Discord as I found them afterwards. Sui, let's have a look. Okay, so look at that. You know, I'm expecting it to come back up, retest, sort of do its thing, I guess. Why is that? That's probably like, is there a bottom outline that I'm missing? And that's that one. So like, look, when people say why is it stopped down here, that's why. Like, look, that was the start, it retested, okay, then it's come back up, now it's flushed out and retested. I do remember this actually, when people were like, oh no, wasn't expecting this, I got wrecked. Well, pay attention, you know. But yeah, okay, cool. So that makes a bit more sense if I do that. I think I was just bouncing that off the Fibonacci levels. Okay, probably bring that one down to there, make it a bit more dramatic. Why not? So yeah, you know, I mean, all right, it didn't go exactly to plan. You know, went sideways a bit, but it's coming back up now, so that's cool. It's too late for a position there with Sui anyway. XRP. This is a good one. Look at it. It's already starting to run. Okay. XRP has received so much hate over the years. Understandable, like, really, when you look at it. But it's starting to take shape. That's all I can say about it. Near, like, look, this is, look, short, long. I could have shorted again. Could have longed again. Not quite as good as them. But, like, look, you identify the trade. Okay. This is the baseline through the trade. I think I was talking about this in one of my classes to a student from my mentorship, in which I was explaining about it. Okay. Let's have a look. So we have actually broken under. So that trade there would have failed. Goodbye. Okay. That would have been a good short opportunity. Point of interest, which it failed clearly, but it did bounce there, you know. Let's have a look. So our key point for near right now, okay, is this. It's coming up to retest it as we speak, really. If it breaks back into this range, it's got to come up to the top of this wedge, I guess. Yep, I'll do that to that. Cool. So if you're watching near, okay, I'd watch that. Okay, watch that point here. If it breaks through, it's coming up to the top. Nope, not that. Long or short. Okay. Kind of like that. Okay, go for a 10R trade there if it plays out. Okay. Chances are we've probably already missed the entry, but hey, I'll leave that up. IOTA, same as near, pretty much same thing. Broke under, we missed it. Come back up for the retest. You want to watch a retest here. Okay, 13 cents. Mask. Literally, look at that. The right idea, but it just comes under. I spent, what, 15th of December to 27th of December, like, what's that, 13 days, 12 days, being underneath the stop loss. But I do think it's the right idea. So now if we move that across, go from here, spread this. Do you know what? I'm going to put this just under those candle closes. Let's make this a really tight, epic trade if we can. What is it? Mask? It's got the potential, but is that the right trade? Do you know what? I'll call it. I'll say it's a risky one on mask. Watch this flop. Third image is mask. Second image TIA. Oh, nice, Pia. I mean, yep. There's money to be made in crypto. No matter what, like, the problem with people when you hear about it and they're all like, oh, you know, crypto's a scam, or oh, I'm always losing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay. It's because they're not paying attention. They want to be, okay, but they're not paying attention. They're listening to the wrong people, okay. They're listening to the shillers and the investors. They're listening to people who want to take their money, okay. That's it. You know, 90% of people out there is you're just the food. You're the exit liquidity, okay. They don't genuinely want to see you do better. Think about that for a minute. Yeah. Find people that want to see you do better, basically. Let's have a look. 40%. Yeah. That's not there. That's 6R. You know, like this is an interesting one. Okay. This one. I think it'll come up to retest 679. That's about it. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning. What time is it? 10 to 10. ICP. Let's have a look. Okay. Be nice, wouldn't it? Put 500 times leverage trade on that at 339 and watch it blow through to 369. 100x on a spot call with 500 times leverage. Ouch, that'd be nice. But yeah, I don't think there's a trade there at the minute. Okay, hype's interesting. Why is hype interesting? Okay, the reason why hype's interesting is because it's failed to go lower. Like it's got lower, okay, but it's not channel lower. Top of the channel can take a short. I mean, you can, yeah, but you want to look at the other metrics here, Peter. Okay, so it's top of the channel. Look, it's congregating. It's just broke through the baseline above the 25-day, the 7-day. You know, you got the 150, 100, 200 day. I see shorts only. Oh, I'm chuckling. But like, if you wanted a short, like, you know, it's horizontal ray right across here. Look, yeah, right to there. Look at that. What's that? 200-day MA. Yeah. So. Now the rules of the channel, okay, where Peter's coming from on that, right? Peter was one of my students, for those that don't know, right? The rules of the channel, when it's at the top of the channel, you take a short, okay? When it's at the bottom of the channel, you take a long, okay? You can't go far wrong with that. You can't, okay? You just can't. But it does mean you're going to lose some trades sometimes, okay? So technically, he's right. Top of the channel, take a short. Okay, so if we stick to the rules of the trade, the rules of the channel, sorry, okay, you're at the top of the channel, there's a 20R trade possibility there, possibly because, you know, go for 10R, let's not be greedy, okay, let's go for the middle of the channel, which is what it's done, yeah, okay, there you go, Peter, that one's for you, against my better judgment on this, but that is the rules of the channel, okay? That's what I teach people, okay? You always put a tight stop loss, okay? Fourth image, that's hype, okay? You always put a tight stop loss on channel trades, okay? Reason for it, like, look, okay? You'd have been stopped out on that one, okay, because that's markets and whatnot. So that maybe this isn't a good example. But the reason why you put a tight stop loss at the channels is because if you are wrong, you want to be out early. Okay. So that one there is for Peter. Now, personally, what I'd be doing here is that. Okay, I'll probably put that sort of, I'll put it underneath the 7-day EMA, like that. Okay, so that's a 5.7R, and I'll play it to that resistance point because price has reacted there a few times. Okay, there is resistance here. Looking at hype though is kind of making me think like maybe the market's about to turn bearish again. Somewhat, maybe. So I'm going to get off hype because that's not doing my thought process any good. It's not nice. Dang you, Peter. Right, this is ENA right now. You know, coming up to entry again, just stopped out maybe over Christmas. So let's move this across, I guess. Okay, and I'd set the stop loss there. Set that down to there. Why not? You're gonna start taking my take profits. Yeah, why not? Okay, is that one worth doing? I think that one's a bit too optimistic. But is it? Is it? That's the problem. I think it's too optimistic because the 200-day MA is there, which, as you can see, has lined up quite well. Here, across to here, even over to here. No, that's getting a bit high now. There. That sort of region, you could put like a little rectangle there. Okay. But yeah, even to here. Lines up well with the 200-day MA as resistance. So if you're going to go long, it's about that 3R trade. That's good, by the way. That's good. A 3R trade is good. I don't know why. I turn my nose up at a 3R trade. Okay, but I do. I don't like them. Okay. We can do better. That's my thoughts. ATA. Let's have a look. It's broke above the baseline. Ample opportunity out here right now. Put that there. That's a 12-13R trade. Okay, let me do this one. Okay, so that's the fifth image, and this is ATA. Okay, okay, that stopped. Alright, so that's approaching resistance. Didn't we just look at Algo? Did we? So very similar to ENA, isn't it? That actually confused me for a minute. Wow. Okay. No trade to be had on Algo. It's approaching that resistance, and you've got the downtrend there. So you'd expect volatility. It's worth watching. We'll check it again next week, I guess. A116. Not really anything to be had there by the looks of it, in my opinion. Alright, so that's pretty much it for going through the charts for what's on my watch list there. If you've got any suggestions, anything you want me to have a look at, now's your chance, I guess. So, got 2 minutes to go. Alright, well, in that case, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much for your time this evening. And yeah, if you've got any questions, of course, like all my links and socials are in my bio. You can always tag me in the Discords that you're in. And yeah, cool. Drop us a like and follow if you can. I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching and have a good week. I've had a great start so far. So yeah, thank you again for watching, people, and have a good evening.